I wish Michael was here today, and I wish our children and I could see him tonight, but we can't. He's serving on the other side of the world, where conflict is the norm, where terrorists hide among the innocent, where Iran's terrorist proxies are now attacking American troops. This is Michael's second deployment. It was hard for us to say goodbye to him the first time when he deployed to Afghanistan. It was even harder last summer.
I don't like it
when he deployed.
I don't like crying. Does that mean to say? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You know why? Because I just don't care. Welcome back to the show. Dana Loesch here. You can listen coast to coast. You can watch the video portion of the simulcast. RBF is coming in full mode today, y'all. Can watch the, like I said, the video portion, channel 347 DirecTV, YouTube, the discussion there, always hot, Facebook, all good stuff. And that was Nikki Haley just moments ago. I saw people on social media going, oh, why is she fake crying and all this stuff? I am just weirded out by like public crying. Don't think I'm mean. I grew up in a very dramatic family that will deny it, but y'all know you did it. Very dramatic family. Oh my gosh. And so my number one pet peeve is over dramatic people. It's made it to where I recoil almost violently when I see it. Can't stand drama. I can't stand contrived emotional theater. I'm allergic. And I'm not trying to be ignorant. I don't know. Maybe she didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. But that was Nikki Haley giving her speech. She led everyone to think that she's like dropping out or something before South Carolina. And then she comes out and she's like, haha, no. So we get to slap fight over this, for another couple of weeks. But she's crying when she's talking about her husband. And I think even if it's your spouse, and I get it, the whole family serves. But sometimes, and I've had people tell me this, and by the way, the people that I've had tell me this are my friends who are wives of active duty or wives of retired military members. And they're the ones who said this. They're just like, there's a line. You don't want to come off like and they're not mean about it. They're just like, you don't want to come off like you're borrowing your spouse's service. Like, yes, the whole family serves, but let's not pretend it's the same as what your spouse is doing, going literally into combat. It's and as they've told me, and they're like, you just gotta be careful that you don't look like you're borrowing it. And that's just what they've told me. And I thought that was the first time I've really heard it put that way. That makes some really good sense. I understand the perception of it. And I think that especially with family members of those who are in the military, I think that they're a little bit more, they have a little bit more insight into that. And it hits differently for them. But I don't know why she's fake crying. And is it fake crying? It just sounded like, to me, that it's off character for her. It's off character. You don't got to cry to make yourself look vulnerable or to try to endear yourself to people. You don't have to do that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It just seemed very theatrical and here's we're having this big speech and you thought I was going to drop out and I'm not, etc. I don't know. It just was just odd. It just, and then I think, well, if she feels this strongly about it, then why is she one of those Republicans that wants to get us into further conflict, right? So that's the disconnect that I have. And she does. This is honestly my biggest objection with her, is foreign policy. Because she's been on the program before, and I'm not, personally, I'm not saying it's anything personal. I don't take politics personally, but sadly, there are a lot of people out there in politics that just don't have the personal strength to approach it the same. But I just don't understand, if you're that upset about it, why would then you take the steps to further entangle the U.S. in any kind of escalated tension? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you push this lie that, oh my gosh, what's going to happen is Russia's going to take over Ukraine, and then from Ukraine, right there, you're bordering against some NATO states, and then they're going to go from there to, well, they're already bordering NATO states. We've talked about this endlessly. And, I mean, in some of those states, it would actually probably be a little bit easier for them to take over. I mean, look at Latvia and Estonia. I mean, hi. I don't know. I just reject all these arguments with this. I don't know. The whole thing hits me weird. But she says she's staying in the race. She's staying in. And she just got a big infusion of cash because she came through and was fundraising in Texas with some establishment folks. She says South Carolina votes on Saturday. She says Sunday, I'll still be running for president. I'm not going to go anywhere. I don't know. I think she goes to Super Tuesday and then that's it. I just can't. That's why I say this is going to be a slap fight for a few more weeks. I just don't, or a couple more weeks. I just don't see her. She'll stay in after South Carolina, but I don't see her going past Super Tuesday unless she thinks she's going to push through to the convention and then force a vote on the floor, have a split convention, and unless she thinks that's the goal. I mean, you just Lorraine notes, because Lorraine's husband served, and she says, as the wife of a veteran, his service is not mine. I didn't serve my country. I did what I had so he could. It's not the same. Lorraine, as you know, moderates the YouTube discussion, and she is a contributor over at Chapter and Verse. That's the point. That's what I hear so much from, and it's all from families of those who are either active duty or who did serve, and it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. It's a very good point.